Hello, YouTube. It's Medley here with some more toy tales for you. My last two videos were actually filmed in December of 2021. I've been wanting to make another video for a while, but I was really nervous about making a channel. I was pushed by my best friend to get the videos up before my birthday last year, and then before the end of the year because I have a December birthday. I'm so glad she pushed me because the reception from you guys has been amazing, and I'm just so happy to be able to make some videos and maybe bring a little joy into the world. Today's video, I want to talk about how I got back into American Girl. So after I got Kirsten and Lucy, I went into middle school and then high school where it wasn't really socially acceptable to play with dolls or any other toys for that matter. So I found alternatives to kind of save face, I guess. I don't know why I even cared about what my friends thought of me. I should have just been authentic and true to myself. That's been something that has taken quite a long time to be able to do. And I'm still working on it. It's a journey, for sure. So for a while, I was collecting smaller dolls, like Bratz dolls and Monster High and things like that. I was also playing games that I kind of considered like playing dolls, but it was more socially acceptable. I played a lot of Sims 1, 2, 3 over the years, and it's like being able to play with your dolls, but without the social stigma, I guess. And in the long run, it's a lot cheaper too, even with expansion packs. I also loved Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons now. And any game that was a life simulation style of game, I loved. Because it was like playing with dolls, I guess. I've just always had a love for dolls and imaginative play, I guess. So I had to kind of ignore American Girl for a while. I got their catalogs and it was just torture. I wanted all the things and I couldn't have any of the things. Plus, it got more expensive over the years as well. And it just wasn't an option for me for a while. Emotionally, financially, all of those things. It wasn't until 2015 when I led a group of Girl Scouts to New York City for the women's conference that happens there every year in the UN. During our downtime, we would do some shopping, and it was really exciting because I'd never been to New York City before. And one of the stores there was the American Girl store. Most of the scouts were not interested in going in the American Girl store, but there was one, and she said she would go with me, and I was so excited. When we went in, I felt like a kid again. It was so magical, and there were like 4 floors to that store. It was huge. They had a lot of historical characters there, some I had never heard of before, some that I had wanted and never gotten, and there were a ton of the whatever it was called then, the Truly Mean line. I don't remember if it was called that at the time, but there were a lot of those dolls, and I had remember seeing one of them, number 26. And I thought she was so pretty and beautiful, and I thought if I ever got back into American Girl, I would definitely want that doll. And when I saw her in person, I thought she was just gorgeous. And then my eyes saw number 58, and I just fell in instant love. Like, I didn't know they made a doll so cute. I wanted to take her home right then and there. And I knew I couldn't afford one doll, let alone 2. I couldn't afford anything in that store, really. I think I came home with a keychain because I was pretty broke at the time. So that was in March of 2015. I could not get those dolls out of my mind, especially because they looked so much like these characters in a story that I had been writing in my head. I had tried to write some of it out, but I didn't get very far because I kept getting stuck. It originally started out with one character, and okay, whole backstory. I love Twilight. Probably shouldn't admit that. I don't know, but I loved it. Twilight was a series that got me reading again. I had loved reading as a teenager, and then I just kind of stopped as an adult because college and everything made reading more like a chore. And then I'd gone to see the first Twilight movie, and it really intrigued me, the whole concept. And so I went out and found the books, and I read them all, and I just fell in love with the series and the characters, and I just couldn't help but think, what happens after? So a lot of times at night, if I'm struggling to fall asleep, I just start having stories going in my head. The story of Renesmee and Jacob, it just kept coming in my head. Like, what if they had a kid? What would their kid be like? What kind of powers would their kid have? And what would they look like? What would they sound like? What would they do? And this character that I created, I called her Lucy for a while because, me and Lucy. But the character changed and morphed a lot. And she turned into a character named Alora. And Alora looked just like number 58. And after seeing number 58 at the store, I had to have her. And I just kept thinking about number 26 as well. And I thought, that's what's been missing from my story. Alora has a twin sister, Autumn. Of course, why didn't I know this? It's like my characters are like my dolls where they have a soul of their own and they tell me their stories. It's not me making up their stories. They tell me. And this was the story with Alora, as I hadn't realized that she had a sister. So I had to revamp the whole story. It was so exciting to have these two characters that were so incredible in my mind. And I just had to have them in doll form. And if you guys are interested in hearing their story, it would probably be a multi-video series because it's kind of long. And I'm hoping maybe someday to turn it into a book that probably nobody will read. But it's a story that's dear to my heart because it's their story and they've told it to me. And it's a little tragic, but life is. Editing my video and realized I forgot to tell you guys when I got the dolls. So it was in late December 2015, after I had saved up some money for them. Sorry about my birds. They're noisy. So this is Alora and this is Autumn. And they are just so stunning and beautiful. They are what started my obsession with American Girl. Kirsten and Lucy, of course, were the very beginnings of it, and those dolls are everything to me. It was these two that got my characters in my head to start coming out into stories and ideas instead of just being bottled up inside of me. And so these two were the catalyst for a lot of change in my life and a lot of my creativity. So very brief, I won't give you the whole story because it's very long. But Alora, she has a superpower, and her superpower is a shapeshifter. And her power changes over time, so I don't want to give too much away. But that's her power. And then Autumn, her power is time. And that's a little bit of a strange one, and it's hard to explain in a short video. But basically, she can bring people to other points in time. Their story is about how they learn about their powers and how they use them and the people that they meet along the way. And if you want to hear their story, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe, and thank you so much to everybody that already has, and I will see you next time. Bye.